boxing fans, here with Dev Sahni. Dev, first of all, I want to say, very, very good interview with Tyson Fury that I watched this morning. That's on your channel, the Queensberry promotion channel. Fantastic interview. You really got the big man to sort of come out of the shell, talk about stuff that he hasn't talked about to the media in a while. How was that for yourself? How was that experience for yourself?
I was speaking to Matt from Into Boxing about this, because he also complimented it, and thank you, I do appreciate that. It's really nice when people say nice things. So yeah, look, I enjoyed it. I've listened to his books, the Man Behind the Mask and the most recent one. I'm not sure what that's called, but I've sort of had it in my ears. Like, I'll go for long runs sometimes, and I've got, well, it's not actually his voice, it's like Max off EastEnders who he does for him. But I'm hearing all these stories, and when I'm running, I'm speaking to Siri. I'm like, oh, ask Tyson this, and I'm making little notes sort of as I go. And I've basically asked him in that interview about 40% of the questions that I had. I've still got more, and I enjoyed it. Look, he's in that environment, he's just relaxed. I think I put it out on Twitter. Sometimes when you interview him, you either get Tyson Fury or you get the Gypsy King. I saw your interview with him, by the way. You seem to get a bit of Tyson Fury as well. And Tyson Fury is a bit more, he's just raw and honest, and he's a bit more thoughtful. Gypsy King's like, here are all dossers, etc. And they both work. It's just when you get Tyson, you get a very, very likeable guy and emotional. He's been through a lot, and you get a good heartfelt interview, and I enjoyed it.
Listen, obviously this fight's been talked about a lot. You know, a lot of people have questions about it and whatever else. A couple of things I do want to pull out, and I'm going to put it on you. We just spoke about Simon Jordan a couple of weeks ago. He's saying on TalkSport it's disgustingly priced. With the price of this, what do you make of this? Because obviously we've had a lot of talk about this, the media have had a lot of talk, the public have had a lot of talk, but we're here, we're two days away. What do you make of them comments?
Well, look, whenever a pay-per-view is announced, whenever a pay-per-view price is announced, there is always inevitably backlash. That even if this had been priced at £20, they'd be like, oh, you're not going to charge me for that. It just happens. It's part of it. Obviously, this is a big fight in a big stadium between two famous heavyweight fighters, including the best heavyweight in the world. They're both going to want a lot of money, and you've got to make the numbers work. I've seen even like people have been asking Eddie Hearn, like, oh, what do you think about the price they've done? And he's been pretty honest about it as well, saying they've got numbers to hit, they've got to make it work. And that was a bit of an opportunity for him to like have a kick and say, oh my God, how dare they price it like that? But he didn't, because he gets it, and that's what's got to happen. And you know, we've got two world heavyweight title fights on the show, by the way. How often do you get that? Come on. Oon, come on. You smirk. How often do you get that? You get Daniel Dubois against Kevin Lerena, WBA heavyweight championship on the line. Oh, Dev, it's not a real world title. What were you calling Lee Wood, Mick Conlan? What were you calling that? Were you calling that a world title fight? No, all right, a lot of people were. So, but yeah, look, I get it, but I think we've got a very good, intriguing fight on the undercard in Daniel Dubois against Kevin Lerena. A little bit of a kind of diet Joshua Usyk, really. I mean, you've got the British heavy-hitting world champion against the cruiserweight moving up to heavyweight, who's southpaw and can dance a little bit and move and make it very awkward. So it's a good show, and hopefully people buy it.
Talking about Usyk, he's going to be there Saturday night. I spoke to Alex Cressett, who said he's coming in. He said what he might do is, if providing, well, we're expecting Tyson to win. When Tyson win, he's going to walk into that ring, or maybe just, you know, eye him up a little bit. That'd be good, right?
Love that, because I'd heard rumours all week that he was going to come, and that's really good to hear. So he's going to be there, sat in the front row. Hopefully all goes to plan. Tyson beats Derek Chisora, and then they lock eyes, and great. I mean, whenever you ask Tyson about this, he says he doesn't care. But we care, right? So we want to see them around each other. We want to see them maybe do a face-off and all of this fun stuff. So adds another layer of intrigue and another reason to buy. It'll be a great moment, that.
Sometimes the boxing gods don't sort of align, or the stars don't align, and we don't get to see the undisputed fights as much as we want to. We've got Tyson Fury saying, listen, if I ever get to fight for the IBF, I'm never going to pay the sanction fee, so it's never going to be undisputed. You got Filip Hrgović calling for this mandatory. There seems to be a few obstacles in there that may be stopping it from the undisputed, but how much does that mean in the scheme of things? Would you just want to see Tyson Fury fight Usyk regardless of one belt not being on the line, or does it just add that extra excitement when everything's on the line?
I don't know. I think, look, regardless, it's always going to be a good fight in terms of the whole undisputed and all the belts being on the line. I think we've got Frank, we've got George, we've got Alex Krasik, who are steering ships here, and hopefully they can steer it all in the right direction. But yeah, no, not for me to really comment on that. Really, I'll just leave it with those guys.
And final one from myself before I do let you go, because I'm not sure when this press conference is going to start and you're sort of going to be about doing your thing. 2023, well, 2022 hasn't been a great year in regards to making some of the big fights falling through. AJ Fury, Errol Spence, Crawford, how happened in 2023? What's that one fight that you'd want to see being made out of everything?
Well, I mean, I want Fury-Usyk ASAP, okay. But I feel like that's a given. I feel as though, you know, you look at this together. Like Berenchik's over, Alex Krasik is here, so yeah, let's say that's happening. I still, and I won't see it. I'm telling you, I won't see it. But I want to see Wilder Joshua. It won't happen, but I would love to see that.
I think that's a fight that a lot of people are maybe not calling for, but if it's on the plate, a lot of people are going to be like, wow.
You put that on the plate, I'm eating. Yeah.
Actually, talking about Joshua, and I'm going to let you go after this. Joshua looks like he might be fighting Dillian Whyte in the next couple of months. Did you watch Dillian Whyte's fight on Saturday night? What did you make of it?
Look, so I've only seen clips, and I normally would. I watch all the shows, right? It's just because we had a show that night, Ryder Parker. So I haven't watched it in its entirety. I can't say whether or not he won or lost, but from the clips that I saw, he was sticking it on Jermaine Franklin in the final rounds, and he looked like a bit of vintage Dillian Whyte, but I don't know. I haven't seen the whole fight. Will Anthony Joshua fight him next? I think Anthony Joshua needs a bit of a soft touch. And I don't think Dillian Whyte's that. They're talking. I know Wilder's called him out now to fight next. You ain't going to see that. I'm not sure you'll see Dillian Whyte next for Anthony Joshua. I think maybe an Otto Wallin, maybe someone even a softer touch than that. He needs to rebuild his confidence. He really needs to get that back.
Actually, before I do let you go, Canelo versus Messi. There's a little bit of beef going on. I think Canelo's actually come out and apologised for some of the things he said. But what do you make of that?
Bivol's messed this guy up. That loss to Bivol, like, no one was expecting that. And I still feel as though Canelo hasn't fully given Bivol credit. I think he can't really believe what happened that night. And Bivol's got him moving mad. There's your headline.
Ricky, Sahni, look, it's a pleasure. I think they're doing a few mic tests before they start this press conference. Thank you very much for talking to pro boxing fans. And we'll speak to you very soon, mate. Thank you very much.